Let's go! Welcome to the show. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here with me, cause it's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. Let's get the topic straight. Let's get things good. Let's do everything that we should. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. Let's open our minds and take out our style. Let's see what's going on in the world tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. Alrighty then, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Take for Project Open Mic. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm a little late start, but hey, everything is good. Everything's up and running. So hope you have a good day. Hope you guys are getting ready for a special day this weekend. Of course, one of the special days. You have two of them. You have Mother's Day and Father's Day. So we're gonna talk about that. Tonight I'm doing a solo job tonight, so yeah, you're not gonna get my lovely wife with me this time. But hey, you got the originator, the start of it. So again, since it's gonna be upcoming, I want to say this in the way I always say. If you've been watching my show for years, from Project Open Mic to Radio T3 that I've been doing, you guys know how I've been doing this. I want to wish all mothers out there who are mothers who take that job seriously, upcoming mothers, those who have to be mothers because of certain things that we have to be in becoming mother, stepmoms, moms out there who stand up there to do the right things and everything, all those moms who work hard and sacrifice for their kids, adopted or non-adopted, non-adopted beside you or everything. Happy Mother's Day. We big you up, we lift you because again, you're one half of the soup that's needed to make this whole other part of the soup good, or in other words, you're one half of the spice that needs the other part to be cohesive. So again, I want to thank everybody out there for Mother's Day. Of course, I'm gonna do something for my stepmom, not stepmom, yeah, stepmom, yeah, family and stuff. Enjoy, I'll be with that. But hopefully, again, for those out there, have a safe and joyous Mother's Day when it comes. Okay, I pray for the best. Even though some people will be looking at my Stranger Jesus videos and stuff, like even though sometimes I'll be harsh with women, they look like you sound like that. And I always say in my shows all the time, if you're a good person, I will back you up no matter what skin color, race, nationality, gender, no matter gender, sexuality, fluidity, I don't care. If you're a good, general person and do things and not hurt people, trying to be vindictive or anything, then hey, you got my support. And that's why I'm shouting out to all the moms out there for doing the real job, because again, it's not easy. And again, you guys create one half of what the Lord has made to Father's Day. But thank y'all for hanging in there with your kids. Thank y'all for doing the show. And of course, women have more of a emotional intelligence than men, so we need you guys to balance us out. So again, thank you, and I hope you guys have a good, splendorous, and joyous mother. That's what it is. So tonight we're gonna be talking about a usual thing. I'm gonna bring this up a little bit, and I don't want a little bit, and we go from there. So tonight, basically last night they had a town hall meeting. They had a town hall meeting. Donald Trump went on CNN. Again, don't prove to those who hate him, but to me, it proves again. It proves that I think CNN made a mistake by doing that, but the headlines would tell you, oh, it was a bad thing, it was horrible, whatever. Watch it yourself. I can play clips, but that's me influencing you. Watch it yourself and see where it is. Does he has his branchness? Yes, but does he have his the thing that made a lot of people like him? Yes, too, and that's the thing. But go there, watch it, because we already know Joe Biden's not gonna pull that off really that well. Now, the problem with President Trump is that we don't know his running mate, so that's all India and Cantor. But hey, let's see what happens. What's going on with that? So tonight the episode is called Black Black People Had One Job. And the reason I have that because basically most people just want us to do one job. And I have to be honest, most of them want us to vote. Their one job is you vote a certain way, and we don't care about you. Every 4 years, we come up, hey, we fight for your rights. We're gonna give you reparations. We'll do all this every 4 years. They come up with this nonsense, and then you go down in the quiet and quagmires and show you who they really are. And then for some reason we have PTSD or we just have memory fog or stupidity. Pick your poison. And then a high percentage of people vote for the same person, the same party that does the same thing bad again. And I've said it again. I am a libertarian. You don't have to vote for Republicans. Republicans, like I said, with the death ceiling and all the stuff that's going on right now, they're part of the problem too. They did less damage than the Democrats, but they're part of the problem. The funny thing about it is, I said that, hey, well, this is gonna. I said, what this is gonna happen. Blah blah blah. That we're gonna be over $30 trillion by the end by Joe Biden's first term. One, I was correct and I was wrong. I was correct that it's gonna be over $30 trillion. I thought it might be 31. We are at $33 trillion in debt, and this man still have a year and a half to go. So what the heck? We still got ways to go before we take care of that. I'm telling you that. Oh man, it's ridiculous. We have 8,069 people in the building. Thank y'all for joining us. Again, remember you can check us out on all platforms. The link is in the description if there's a place where I can put a description. But we are worldwide. We are on YouTube. Not the biggest platform, but we don't have the best views there. But again, go to YouTube, subscribe, like, share the word. You don't have to. If you watch it on another platform, you can watch it there and just subscribe and thing, and then move along. It's no problem. But we are on Tempo FM. We are on Nico Nico, which is in Japan. We are you are live now. We're on you live. We are you live now. Of course, you can check us out on Project sorry on Spotify, Anchor, Stitcher, and again I'm gonna try to get it on. Of course, try to you get a podcast on Apple Podcast and get it on there as well too. We should. I'm gonna try to do that by at least by the end of the month. At the base, that's my. I know I gotta do things, so that's what I'm gonna do. But check us out in those places again. So thank you for all platforms. Now we're up to 9,150. Again, thank you for coming in and joining. If you whatever platform you have is the like button, like, share, and subscribe as well too. Okay, so we have that. So let's get it. So I want to get into um and because my wife is not she's not joining us, but because I'm trying to keep the show more going and more thing. And yes, I see a lot of people. Yes, she's doing all right. She just long day, tired, and she just want to relax. So that's what it is. So thank y'all for sending the chat. Thank you very much. All right, so I'm just gonna get the main story out of the way, and then we'll go to the other thing because we're gonna talk about three things tonight. We're gonna talk about again Again, they're trying to use the whole global warming with the whole natural gas thing, which is not helping. It's just so stupid in that regard. And again, I'm not against it. There is global warming. I'm not against it. I'm just saying banning natural gases out of houses is making more you people who can't afford it gonna make y'all more dependent and hurt y'all way more than you think. It's kind of stupid. And then we're gonna also with that we're also gonna dip into well, dip into something in California because basically, for some reason, the Democrats look at New York and California. And that's why I said we. That's why I do. I want after learning my history and everything. Yes, I don't want majority to win. Popular vote. I used to be like, oh yes, I popular voting, but a collective college was there for a reason. And now that I know it and I see it, I wanted to stay because it was there for a good reason. Thank the Lord. Because what? Excuse me, popular vote because again, the two states going to control New York and California. Those two states are run horribly, as I've said it multiple times before. They run horribly and bad, and for some reason, people want that kind of messed up stuff, and I don't get it. Not for me to say like that, but you have that, and then we have what do you call it? Not only do we have that, we're gonna have they're the two states. Look at their states. I've been showing you. Look at their states, and you see what happens when those two states. You see their politics, and you want that to be running the country. That to me is like signing a death wish. Those two states don't run them. They don't run the books right. They're the most polluted, the most corrupted, most crime in most cases. Not all the time. You go capital. Sometimes it's Louisiana, sometimes Michigan, but they're mostly Democrat-run places. In that regard, what up, Double A? My only tears I have left is to shed for Tears of the Kingdom, and not for the mad world we lived in. Got you. I got you, my friend. Totally understand that. Totally understand that. So, with that said, we're gonna jump in. Let's jump into madness. But I want to get the main subject out of the way, black people, because again, I'll tell you again, you guys have come. Your vote. Your vote is powerful, but they basically don't. How can I say? They come around every 4 years, say all this razzle dazzle razzle stuff we're gonna do for you, and you never got done. It never gets done, and then 4 more years later they come, hey, give us your vote. We're gonna give you this. Give us your vote. We're gonna give you that. Give us your vote. We're gonna give you this. It never works, but for some reason, and the way the situation is, in some states, as I want to show you, they're already gonna start slowly replace you because again, most of these young boys are coming up. They're killing men in a men. Black men are dying at an alarming rate, not only by killing themselves, senseless violence for stupid stuff, which it shouldn't, and again, a lot of abortions happen around a lot of the black population. As I said before, again, from since the 60s, we have not grown, and we basically go up stay between 13 to 15%, no more than that. While the Hispanic surpasses, which half of it is because of illegals, which you'll see, and another one that's hurting is even Asians coming up close to us because they don't do the stupid stuff as we do as black people. And I include myself in it as black people as one, but it's just ridiculous. So let's get down to the nitty gritty of the. Let's get down to the nitty gritty in this and watch it. Take a look at this. Let me. Of course, they had to have stupid commercial at the beginning. So okay, so let's get this up here and show you guys what I'm talking about.
Bacon High School. Finding shelter for the surge of migrants is a huge challenge that is about to get worse next week. While time is running out for the Lightfoot administration, the new surge will arrive just in time for Mayor-elect Brandon Johnson's inauguration. We caught up with him in West Rogers Park at two events on his public schedule. Johnson refused to answer questions about the migrants.
Am I surprised that he's not answering the question, even though he got elected because of some not stupid for stupidity reasons? I'm not surprised that happened. That he's not gonna answer these questions.
Earlier this week, Mayor Lightfoot pleaded with Texas Governor Greg Abbott to stop sending migrants to Chicago. And while she said the city has no more room, sources say there has been frustration on the state level with a lack of plan from the Lightfoot administration.
Well, again, we will go back to the video and find life for like, oh yeah, Texas, whatever. We are a sanctuary city. Texas can do the blah blah blah. So what did Texas and Florida did? Send them up to you guys. You guys see, you kind of like, oh, now you're saying please don't send them. Stop talking big if you cannot do this. Okay, I am an immigrant myself, legal, not illegal. Legal immigrant, did the right thing, paying taxes, do all this stuff. I am not against immigrants who's flooding from Mexico and stuff and their countries if they're trying to get a better life. That's human nature. Here's the thing though. There's a right way to do it and there's a wrong way to do it. Do it the right way. That's all I'm saying. My family paid a lot of money to do the right way, and we were nowhere rich. Okay? We were nowhere rich.
And Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle says it costs Cook County Health $1.8 million a month to care for migrants' medical needs.
Oh. I feel bad for y'all. In that.
But she says addressing their needs shouldn't just fall on Chicago and Cook County. Preckwinkle says the migrant surge is challenging on all levels of government, but it will no doubt be one of Brandon Johnson's biggest challenges from day one. And so far, we have heard very little about his plan.
Guys, I gotta tell you,
Oh no! Of course, Joey gonna hear nothing from his plan because it's gonna be crazy. But Brandon Johnson ain't gonna do nothing. I guarantee you ain't gonna do nothing. Lightfoot didn't do nothing. She made it worse. She was a horrible person. She coming and talking about, my administration failed because I'm a black, I'm a lesbian. I'm like,
no, son of a bitch.
You failed because Lightfoot because you was a pompous idiot fool. That's why you failed. You're a horrible leader. You only got picked because you were lesbian and gay, and I'm not against lesbian and gay people, but that proves my point. Stupid comes in all things. Evil comes in all things. Don't you think stupid will come in all the same things as well? Jeez. But black people, they're moving them into. So they say, yeah, whatever, and they gave $1 million to take care of that. And here's the funny part. Look at all. I'm just playing another thing. Look how Mayor Lightfoot, black. The new mayor, who's taking over, black. The council leader, who's supposed to it's not a council leader. It's who she is? Let me see who she is.
On the state level with a lack of plan from the Lightfoot administration. And Cook County Board President Tony
Board President, a black person, all black people. They don't give a snap. All black people for y'all. And are they helping y'all? No. That's why I say how it works out. It's all politics, which is messed up. So let's look at, again, they bring all these people in there. So let's see what's happening now. And some black people rise up. If you rising up, vote these bums out. Ooh, that hurt. Sorry, I hit my wedding ring there. Ooh. Vote these bums out. You have a choice. Do it. Stop falling for the okie doke. Please. Please stop falling for the okie doke. But you know what? Let's see what this right here. Remember, They got rid of y'all because of the crime and stuff that young black people have been doing in Walmart in Chicago. Y'all lost 4 Walmarts. But see what's going on here. Check this out.
In their neighborhood. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, I gotta tell you guys, this is glorious. Take a look.
Well, not this.
Tonight, the city of Chicago has not said if there are plans to open what they call a respite center in the former shuttered South Shore High School have been finalized. But people who live in that neighborhood made it very clear how they feel.
For city leaders who came looking for a conversation over opening the doors of a shuttered South Shore High School to migrants.
What's important is that we really establish that this is a humanitarian crisis, and we're
Oh, now you.
No, son of a bitch.
Now it's a humanitarian crisis, but you asked for it. Nubia Williams and all the people. Y'all asked for it. Y'all asked for this, and now it's a problem. Don't try to play high and mighty and pompous and say, oh, send us your whatever, and then think that you could do this.
here.
South Shore residents responded with resounding rejection.
While this crisis may constitute an emergency for the city of Chicago, it does not constitute an emergency for the South Shore community.
Exactly.
Incoming migrants have overwhelmed district police stations by the hundreds.
It's my turn. It's my turn. Hello.
But city leaders could barely eke out a word of the details about a proposed respite center at the former South Shore High School.
When it comes to the total number of people at South Shore at any given point in time, it is fluid. We'd start with 250, 500.
How could you do that without consulting us?
I am concerned with safety in the area.
The Chicago Police Department will put 24/7 officers at that location.
Those are exactly the kind of services Southside residents say they've begged for and been denied.
So as I said before, so your black butt, check this out. As I said, your black butt, your people getting gunned down, shoot, horrible, young kids are dying, all that stuff, whatever. You asked for the cops. Remember, these are the same Democrats, the same mayor that you elected said, oh, we don't need the cops, defund the police. But they'll take your taxpayer, your money, and put it towards the immigrants. But your black butt don't get that.
Every homeless immigrant that you bring in, that you scoop up one of the homeless individuals in our community,
Okay.
I think that would be fair.
Tonight, we also learned that a field house in the city's North Avondale neighborhood will also close to the public temporarily because they plan to turn that into a respite center as well. Now, this surge of migrants into the city of Chicago comes on the heels of Brandon Johnson's administration handover. And today we caught up with him at 2 separate events. He refused to answer questions about.
Holy Jesus.
Of course he wants to say nothing. Cause that man is a
You piece of loser.
thank you. That's what that man is. He's a piece of S loser because of that.
About the migrants.
I can't help but to do nothing but laugh.
That is
Okay.
messed up.
The reason why is because a majority of those people, what was their skin color?
Black.
They were black. What was the sex of a lot of those people? Women.
Women.
Who overwhelmingly votes for Democrats and progressives? Black
Women.
women. Who overwhelmingly
Numbers.
votes Democrat? Black people. So we know they voted for it at the national level with Biden and Kamala. Okay, soft on border policies, which is why this is happening.
Yep.
But then let's look at who they voted for at the local level. They voted for Brandon Johnson, okay? a guy who basically doubled down on Chicago being a sanctuary city. Okay, this is what he said. This is what he tweeted out March 10th. Chicago must lead with and live by the promise to be a sanctuary city. Longtime Chicagoans don't have to lose for new arrivals to gain. There's enough space at the table for all of us to eat and sit. Immigrants are welcome. Well,
illegal immigrants are illegal, but illegals should not, and that's kind of crazy how it eat and sit. That meeting that we just saw just a second ago doesn't look like that.
Apparently not. Because what these people are upset about is that they're opening up a high school. They're repurposing a high school that for years they tried to get open. They tried to repurpose the actual community, tried to repurpose that high school for community needs. And city officials refused to do it. Shut them
down.
But now they want to do it for illegals. And that's why a lot of them are pissed off.
Yep.
But then they turn around and voted for this clown who is pro-illegal immigration. He's pro-illegal to the point where he actually thinks that illegals should be able to vote, including in your school board elections. Take a look.
You know, our democracy, for better or worse.
We are not a democracy. We're a Republican. Whatever. Not Republican. A republic. Democratic Republic, but whatever.
You know, was designed to provide like enfranchisement to individuals, of course, who have, you know, the legal presentation of being here.
Yes.
I think that should be.
What it is, ain't that right, kids? He said the legal, right? That's what he says. The legal. These are illegal people.
Be maintained. You know, now as far as, you know, undocumented families having some say-so
illegals
in the direction of our public schools, I think that's worth figuring out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're dropping your kids off. You know, I don't believe that families, you know, should be shut out of the ability to have influence. You know, and it's why we fought for democracy, right?
Again, this is so hilarious to me. Okay, because this is a prime example. What you're seeing, guys, is how the Democrats will sell black people. They will sell Negroes a pile of bullshit as if it is gold, okay? And these people will buy into it. And then they want to get mad and upset when it turns out that, again, they were sold a pile of bullshit for the Democrats. Listen to the man's rhetoric. Democracy, our democracy, democracy, democracy. Voting rights, voting rights. They told black folks, hey, vote for us because the white man, the white conservative man, he's trying to take away your right to vote. Even though nobody's taking away anybody's right to vote, right? You know, Republicans believe that black folks are actually smart enough to get IDs and vote, right? But apparently, again, that's an attack on voting rights, right?
That is true.
But what do they actually mean when they mean democracy and voting rights? He's telling you what he meant. What he meant is giving illegals the right to vote in your school board elections. When they talk about democracy, what is he actually talking about? Fighting for illegals to participate in your democracy, right? When they talk about diversity and inclusion, what do they mean? They mean the right for illegals to move into your neighborhood, okay? And then they said, illegals, they don't take up resources. They're not a strain on a social safety net. They don't commit crimes. If you say that, you're a bigot. You're a racist. Right? This is what they said.
But then but as he said, but when that's happening to the black folks, oh, shut up, be quiet. We don't care. You're not. Illegal immigrants are the new golden crop for voting. You guys basically are in the pocket. You're going to vote for us no matter what. So we're going to give you nothing. We ain't promise you nothing. And that's what we've been getting for the last 60 years, literally. But people don't want to talk about that. So I want to go into another thing right here. It's going to also hurt some black people. This is going to hurt black people as well, too, in New York. So that was Chicago, New York, and I'm going to hit to California. This is California now with this.
And then watch some of that. Then we'll keep on going. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it. Now, also laid out in the new state budget, a plan to ban gas stoves and furnaces in new buildings in the next 3 years. A lot of mixed reaction on this. Robert Moses in Kew Gardens, Queens. What's going on there, Robert?
Rosanna, is this sound environmental policy or big government run amok? Depends, of course, on whom you ask.
Yep.
Here is the deal on this one. Natural gas stoves and furnaces are banned in most new construction in New York State beginning.
Most new construction? I wonder which places are not going to have gas banned.
I guarantee you're going to be in rich people's places. I guarantee you're going to be in rich people's places. Your broke buck can't happen because, again, you guys are in New York City. A blizzard comes to shut down. You don't have no gas. When electricity go out, what the hell are you going to do?
Probably like government buildings where it makes sense because obviously a gas furnace is going to be a lot more efficient depending upon the size of the building.
Exactly.
Depending upon where you are. So certain new buildings are going to have it, but just for you, the regular everyday common person, no, not for you.
No.
In 2026. There are exceptions, however, for commercial buildings and other places like hospitals, but that has not quieted the Republican opposition. Senate Republican leader Rob Ort, for example, calls the policy unconstitutional.
It is. It's our choice if we want that or not.
And worries that it will increase utility bills and housing costs.
It will.
Republican Party Chair Ed Cox calls the ban a complete capitulation to the radical left. His words there. Governor Kathy Hochul, of course, sees it differently. She said earlier this morning on Good Day New York that New York has to do its part to halt climate change.
Oh, boy.
Of course.
Everybody's...
Hold on. Wait. Okay, Kathy Hochul, if you want to do your part to, quote-unquote, end climate change, then that's fine. But why put that on me if I was in New York, which I'm not, thank goodness. But if I was in New York, why put it on me? Why don't you just do it for yourself? It's so weird.
It always is.
And I bet she has a big, crazy gas range in her house, wherever she lives. I bet.
Oh, I bet, too.
So all that weed stuff is complete BS.
And that's why he said, they will... you won't get nothing, but they will do this, and they live in nice high style because they get you. The rich people, you think the rich folks who got chefs and stuff like that, they have their gas. They ain't stupid.
Everybody's got a gas stove. Enjoy it. Keep your gas stove. But just like we had to go from long time ago.
If you like your gas stove, keep your gas stove. Let's see how long that lasts before they do a gas stove confiscation.
Transition from coal as your energy source. We do have to transition. There are clean energy alternatives.
Natural gas is clean as a clean alternative to coal. Natural gas is.
Going to take time, and I want to make sure that New Yorkers don't get hit hard for the cost. So we're going to roll this out. But new buildings that are going up, they can go electric, they can do heat pumps. Well, this is how you transition.
Heat pumps. Okay. That's where you go.
Are her parents brother and sister? Can you please leave now? Oh, now I get it. She's a moron.
That's where it comes off to me.
And this is the first in the nation ban of its kind, so we'll have to see if other states opt to follow suit. The goal...
I think California had banned gas stoves, but not just gas in general. I mean, you can still have a gas furnace, but no gas stove.
Yeah.
And I think they were talking about safety concerns. But really, we knew what it was from the jump. It was about climate change, right? At least they're being honest about it.
The goal here is for New York State to cut emissions by 85% by the year 2050.
While India and China is ramping up their production of these evil coal plants that you guys don't like by billions. It's not even 1 billion tons of going in the air still, but nobody want to talk about that. You think your little thing's going to do nothing? Again, I'm not against it. Give people the option. If they want gas, they get gas. If they want electric, they get electric. That's their option to do that, though.
State leaders, at least those who supported this budget deal, hope that this ban helps to achieve that goal.
We'll see about that. Now, here's the next video. This is going to be about the restaurant industry. They have responded to the proposed or the oncoming ban on gas in new buildings.
New York State may become the first to ban gas stoves in a controversial move to ban natural gas in new buildings by 2025 as part of a recently proposed budget deal. For months, some people have been concerned that the Biden administration would back a similar federal ban, fueled by concerns from Republican lawmakers. But the White House says the president does not support banning gas stoves.
Okay.
Left-leaning cities across the country have passed similar bans, while some other states like Texas and Arizona have prohibited a natural gas ban. Data from the EPA says commercial and residential buildings account for 13% of the country's greenhouse gas emissions.
Okay, so let's go back here. We just saw the video where they said there's going to be exceptions to the ban. We're talking about New York State banning gas from new buildings. And it said certain commercial buildings and hospitals. So I wonder how much of that 13% is commercial and residential. Like, give me the breakdown of, I would bet that it's going to be 80-90% commercial. Talking about restaurants, places like that, big places, big warehouses or whatever. Your little 500 square foot shoebox in New York City probably is not going to be a drop in the bucket when you're talking about
exactly. That's my point.
Greenhouse gas emissions.
That's my point.
I digress.
Of the country's greenhouse gas emissions, mainly from gas appliances. And some researchers have linked gas stoves to childhood asthma.
See,
we saw that. I did a video about that. I forgot what episode I did that in the 90s. You can go back and check it out if you're on YouTube. Talk about that. The number jump up was a little bit. It was not a lot. It was minuscule. Again, if you have asthma and stuff, like, I get that. But it's like, what do you do? Burning the gas, turning the gas 24/7, 365? No, you ain't.
And other health issues.
We'll continue to ensure a cleaner, healthier environment for future generations. We have the nation's most ambitious plan. We're proud of it.
In New York, the ban is not finalized, but the governor, a Democrat, is all
that cover of Time magazine is and that New York Post is crazy.
Yep.
With the gas burners on top of her head, that's crazy. Is that like a crown?
already getting pushback from critics, like the restaurant industry, where the majority use gas stoves.
Why is the National Restaurant Association against natural gas bans?
Over 90% of restaurant chefs report to the National Restaurant Association that changing the way that they cook with natural gas is going to have a profound impact on the quality of the dishes that are being served.
That's right.
Environmental groups say a natural gas ban could significantly decrease indoor pollution. Dr. Aaron Bernstein studies the health impacts of gas emissions.
When you burn gas indoors, it makes air pollution that's bad for lungs. And that air pollution can reach pretty high levels.
And it's all nonsense, though. It's like, look, check it out. I worry about that. I worry about the indoor pollution. And quite frankly, a lot of people not even really cooking food no more. They're not using their gas ranges like that.
Exactly.
You know, that's not even really a thing. You know, if you got problems with particulates and pollution in the house, you know, try investing in the air filter. A lot of people not even changing their air filter. Their smoke alarms beeping. They're not using no fan over their hood when they cook the food.
True.
If you just had general sanitary practices in your home, then you would cut down on a lot of the particulates and stuff in your house, rather than just saying, okay, let's ban the gas stoves. Okay, we could ban the gas stoves all you want to, but people still won't change their air filter.
That is so true.
Or the smoke alarm battery, or turn the hood on over their stove, even over an electric stove. So what are we talking about? This is all BS. Just say it's because you want to capitulate to the green energy cabal and be honest, rather than lying like this.
Hyundai said he's correct about that, and that's my point as well. That you looked at that study that they talk about. It's so small, and again, let the kids go outside. Oh, well, you can't let the kids go outside because you know the neighborhoods of y'all be they're shooting and killing people. Maybe if you let them out, run around, it will help them a little bit. Think about California with all the smog and stuff like that. Look at people. Addison, who be part of the show, he has that because again the air is not that good. It's out there, so it makes no difference.
7% of American households still using gas stoves. Decisions about its future are causing friction.
we are certainly urging the New York State legislators and the governor to keep an open mind, consider including exceptions for restaurants that are using natural gas.
From a public health standpoint, really the question, ban or no ban, is how we can minimize exposure. Because, even with this ban, most folks are still going to have natural gas, right, for a long time.
So that's that. That's the couple videos right there. There's an article, but for time's sake, I won't really read that. I'll just link to it in the description along with the rest of the videos that you saw right here. But yeah, so they want to ban gas stove. They want to ban gas, period. Like I said I called it in the previous video because in California, they're banning gas stoves. And then their argument was what the guy said at the end, talking about health concerns. I'm like, man, that's BS. That's all BS. It's about green energy. And so at least Kathy Hochul is just letting the cat out the bag and saying, yeah, it's about green energy. We want to force people to go to electric. But here's a question I have as I close. If you want to have everybody be on electric, how are you really going to do that with the electric grid already being strained in many states?
Thank you.
Okay, we've already seen rolling blackouts in California. And remember the Texas storm that knocked out a bunch of the power?
Yep.
The ice storm. Now, luckily, they're not going to ban gas. But what about other states? Like I said, California, you get rolling blackouts. And then you want to have all the cars be electric. You want to have everything be electric. So everything's getting plugged in to these regular 240 volt or 120 volt. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's just kind of strange. I feel like there's going to be a lot more electrical fires. You're talking about dangers from gas blowing up. How about electrical fires from overloading circuits and everything else? People building these buildings, these new Chinese style tofu construction buildings, real shoddy. They barely meet code. They probably don't even meet code. They get inspected and don't even get inspected. It just let stuff happen. They burn up, crack down within the first year. This is a whole big mess. We got bigger fish to fry than to be worried about trying to ban gas stoves and whatnot and trying to focus on this whole Green New Deal, green energy nonsense. It doesn't even really exist. But I think I'll leave that right there.
I think I'll leave that right there too, because I got one more thing to go. I don't want to talk about it, but again, that's what we're trying to say. Y'all suffer for these crazy pie in the sky ideas. The grid is already strained. I've talked about that, said about that, shown that in previous shows and before. When that power goes off, you off a lot of the stuff. In New York, you ain't got a chance to have solar power like I have in my house and whatever like that. I need to get a battery, but yeah, stuff like that. So yeah, it's all gonna be a pain in the butt, man. It's just gonna be. But again, so let's go to California now. Listen to how this crazy this is, because California have a super majority and they do some crazy stuff. And listen to some of the laws that they're passing, and of course they're gonna be passing on to them. They're trying to get up there. Because Gavin Newsom, don't get it twisted. We already don't have Kamala Harris, which again, I think Kamala Harris is not a smart woman. Sorry, she might be educated, good for her, but she's not. She don't have the capacity on a regular level to do it. She's not street smart, and I can't vote for her because I did a video about it. You'll go in the past because of her non-accuracy and letting a guy out many more times. He basically reflected on me personally, killed a friend of mine's husband and 2 kids. I don't like that. That's horrible. So I can't put my vote behind her in that regard. Literally, that's the reason I can't vote for, because of that. Because my friend lost her husband and 2 kids because of that. So no, I can't do that. But Gavin Newsom, who is also a nincompoop and just a savvy guy and all that stuff. Cheated on his wife, they do all kind of stuff. Funny how all that stuff is, but he wants to be the next president of the United States. And sorry, Gavin will never get my vote because of how corrupted he is. But when COVID happened, he told everybody stay in your house, put on your mask, whatever. While he went out there to get his $700 bottle of wine restaurant at the French Laundry with his mask down. Whatever. A hypocrite. Again, they're heretics. These people are heretics. So let's switch to California. Former state senator Lisa Menendez talk about how messed up California is getting and these laws. They're passing laws that don't make sense. Again, you can check it out at California Insider. We're gonna play a little bit of it and call it a night after that. And maybe check a little bit of the comments. But yeah.
From the time I started until the time I left, which was just this past November when I retired. In the beginning, legislators from both parties worked together. I mean, we had our differences, no doubt about that. But we worked together. There were many times when we were, co-authoring one another's bills. I certainly had Democrats on some of my bills and vice versa. And if we found an issue that we agreed on, we were able to work together. Fast
so
forward.
you're Republicans, you were easily getting along with Democrats, even though at that time the majority was Democrats.
It was still, yes, when I got into the legislature, Democrats had a supermajority. The year I got elected.
They still had supermajority.
They did.
Okay.
They did. 2 years later, we took the supermajority away from them. They still had a majority. And then a few years later, they got the supermajority back. So it's all, my entire time there has always been where Democrats have largely had a supermajority. But even still, we had the opportunity to work together. And again, on the issues that we agreed on, that we could find common ground. But now, I mean, I will tell you, it's like a war zone up there, and there's very, very little interest in working across the aisle from the Democrat perspective. It is, bulldozing their way through the legislature, and bills usually get through committee. It's very rare that a bill gets killed in committee, because what happens is they don't want to kill one another's bills. So, because they have bills coming up perhaps in that person's committee. So if you and I are Democrats and you're on the committee, let's say public safety, and I bring my bill forward and you don't like my bill and you grill me on my bill during the committee hearing and you very clearly state you're not really happy with my bill, you're still going to vote for it.
Yep.
You're going to put it through. Why? Because next week you have a bill coming through my committee and you don't want me to kill your bill, especially if I'm the chair of that committee. So they just push everything through and say, Governor, you deal with it. And that has been a problem because he's unpredictable. You don't know what he's going to sign and what he isn't going to sign, and that mostly depends on politics, which way the wind is blowing that day. So it's very risky. I've seen so many bills get through committee hearings and get to his desk that I never in a million years thought would make it to him, and they certainly wouldn't have made it to him 10 years ago.
Can you give us some?
Okay, now for anybody who's listening, here's some of the craziness that's gonna happen and what the laws is. And it looked like my wife is watching to the YouTube channel chat. Thank you, dear. I want you to listen to this. Maybe we're gonna talk about this, but I want you to listen to this part. Here's how crazy, and we are parents. We ourselves trying to be parents. For the people who are parents, here's one of the crazy bills. Listen to this bull crap.
Some examples of these bills.
Well, for instance, some of the bills we're seeing today, like the bill to turn California essentially into a transgender child sanctuary state.
What? Let me bring this back again and what she just said.
California essentially into a transgender child sanctuary state.
No, son of a bitch!
10 years ago, that bill would have never gotten through. Whereas now, this bill, which says if you live in Florida, or you and I, let's say you and I live in Florida, and we have a child who says he's transgender, he wants to be a girl. You say, oh, that's a great idea. Yes, I'll help you do that. I say, absolutely not. You're young. You will outgrow this. You can bring that child to California without my permission as the mother, and the state of California will protect that child. They will go as far as making that child a ward of the state so that I, as the mother, can't use legal means to come in and get my child back because there's not agreement between the parents of, the mental health treatment of this child.
What the fuck? So you telling me one parent could do it? It could be this cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and the other parent's like, heck nah. And then the state will back the one parent that's doing this while it doesn't not saying, hey, it takes the two parent who's a custodian to take care of this child. That's the BS. And let's be honest, as a mother, you're correct, ma'am, and as being an example. But here's the thing. Here's the messed up part. Majority of the people who do this kind of stuff, the parenting part of this, who does this, is women, not men. There's some men out there who does that, but the numbers are way vaster on the woman's side. To say, oh, Johnny, you think you're a female? Well, let's go to California and all this stuff. Take it in. The father might say, no, not do this. We saw that case where that happened in Texas and all that stuff, how that played out. So yeah, that is crazy. So you would kidnap my own son, came to California, and then California's gonna block it from me? Oh, No.
So a bill like that got through. 10 years ago, that bill would have not gotten through. It would have gotten votes for sure, but it would have never gotten through the.
Yeah.
You serious?
Yep. It's serious. It got through.
Legislature. It has become vastly more extreme or progressive, you know, as they like to term it.
I hate that word progressive because it does. Not all progress is good.
But it is wildly different than it was 10 years ago.
What else? Are there any other examples that you've seen that you wouldn't see 10 years ago?
Oh, well, I mean, there's bills about, you know, energy use and drilling.
Did we not just talk about that?
There are bills about taxes and increasing fees. I mean, they have a bill now that wants to increase taxes on people who drive SUVs.
Wow, what a waste. The poor children.
Then my wife wants, she's when we get kids, she wants SUVs. Here's this crazy bill. This is ridiculous.
That's a lot of people in California who drive an SUV, and not necessarily a brand new SUV, but you know, some of us have large families. I have 5 children, so I'm not going to be driving in a little sedan. And there are a lot of people in California who, you know, an average sized car doesn't work for them, so they have an SUV style of car. The legislature now has introduced a bill that says they want to add an extra tax on the people who drive SUVs.
Motherfucker, that don't even make no goddamn sense.
Now, what are they going to do with that money? Nobody knows.
Can they never use the money for the good part? They always use it for to give to their buddies and people who help them become elected.
Kind of thing that, you know, it's every time you think, well, they're done with the really outrageous bills, another one comes along and it gets passed and it gets through, and then you have to wonder, will the governor sign it or not? And then there's wheeling and dealing behind the scenes, as you know, because even though Gavin Newsom says he's not going to run for president.
What did I just say?
I don't believe that for a second. At some
exactly.
point he is going to run.
He's going to run.
So he's trying to build his coalitions now, his alliances, and that comes at a cost.
And that's an evil, evil man right there, in my opinion. Sorry, he is.
Those in the legislature, if you want your bills signed, if you want some help, then there's a bit of, you know, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
So and then you go into commercial, and there you have right there. That's the part that kind of makes me like, what the hell? And again, this is that state, and you want the people who ran that state to be in charge of the country? This is why we don't need popular vote. No. Electoral college was a smart idea. Thank God for that. God bless America for that. Thank you, because that right there is straight up craziness. Ain't no way, because all them people want is that.
It's getting
Taxes! Beautiful, lovely taxes!
Thanks for taking my money, asshole.
That young girl has a bright future. She's correct. That's what it is. That's crazy. Those are the laws that's passing. So you go to California Insider and go check that out. If any people want me to do it, I can put it in the raw file on YouTube, so it can be easy to find this video if you guys ever want to find this video. Just like the tax videos and everything, it's in the raw file on Project Overmike on YouTube. That's what they do. That is literally what they do. So again, you have 3, 4, 5 kids. Okay, let me get an SUV, which to me that makes sense. But we're gonna be all you drive an SUV. So I got a question. Let's think about this before we finish up tonight, okay? I might do maybe about 5 minutes of comments and call it. But let's think about this. I got a question. If you buy an electric SUV, are you still gonna get those fees? They just said SUVs, so you will still get a fee if you have an electric SUV like a Tesla X, a Tesla Y, you know, a Ford Light, you know, something up there. Are you gonna still get those fees? How much you want to bet they're not gonna take those fees away? How much you want to bet they're not gonna take those fees away? Cause they try to get money, cause they're broke and they don't, and it's just messed up what they get away with. That's what it is. That's literally what it is. It's craziness. So that's the messed up part about that. And so let me go up into the comment section for a little bit and just go through a couple of these. And thank you guys, of course, for watching. I appreciate it. Again, I got tt.com back up. I got to set up stuff. And again, it's me being busy. One, that is true. I am busy, but also being lazy. So we're up to 31,840 people watching. Thank you very much. Let me see. Benjamin Dover from California. About 2 years ago, some people from California bought the house 2 doors from me in Houston. Oh, okay. You went back to California. You crazy. They constantly complain about the taxes, crime, and homelessness in LA. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Imagine my shock when the Biden sign appeared in their front yard. Again.
Wow, what a waste. The poor children.
You can't fix stupid, bro. You just can't. You can't. Golfman Zapaf. Golfman Zapafian. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. From not San Francisco. Yeah, San Francisco. I wish California had more legislators like her. Well, she retired because it's too crazy. She retired. She tried to work, and they just did what it did. That's just what it is. Marcus Rodriguez. Well, we got some people in California. Shout out to y'all. Here in California, Governor Gavin Newsom said a few years ago, sanctuary cities make society safer. Now he has to put armed guards in the city of San Francisco because crime has spiraled out of control here. Safe right now, huh, Governor? Exactly. Felicia Lynn from Florida, get those two things mixed up. Down in Florida, you are so spot on. You are so spot on, Tig. As a traditional conservative voter and American citizen that happens to be black, I cannot gasp why so many black Americans keep voting for Democrats on any level. I myself, over anything, to conserve what I have over to them, and they try to explain them. I try to explain to people that the voter habits are seriously hurting our community, and individually destroying our community as a whole. I just don't get it. I can do. All I can do is shake my head and beyond, and because I'm too exhausted. I got that. You're correct about that. James Sutherland from New York City. New York. I will never sympathize with people who actively let this stuff happen. They saw what Lori Lightfoot did to her police, which is true. Even with the COVID and everything, yep, they saw that to her police, and she being a heretic, as you like to say, and end up voting against someone who not only is not like her, but doubles down on the stupid policies that she has. But nothing to gain further. Vote for the right people, and I can't say that. Doesn't happen. I can't say that. I'm trying to be nice. Again, including with YouTube, because they like to quickly to say I'm doing certain things. So again, I do not condone violence. I do not condone it. I don't do horrible stuff. Leave it is. Julia Kaba from London. Keep sending them to the blue cities in your state. Let them figure it out. I understand that. Joseph Ramos from New York. You are so correct. You are so correct that these representatives, states, and senators should not vote. You should not vote for seeing what their cities have done to illegals. Not less to see what they've done to their cities. Why do people still vote for the same people when they look at their cities and it's badly run? I don't get it myself. I don't get myself. I don't get it myself. I don't get it for myself. I apologize on that. That's my fault. I don't get it myself. I pressed the wrong button on that because I was trying to make a joke badly. But yeah, that is crazy on its own right there. That's crazy on its own. You are exactly 100% right. That's crazy. Craig Braswell from New York City. So we got Californians and New Yorkers up in the building. Thank y'all. As someone who has been in the HVAC system for a decade and a half, I can tell you that New York is going to struggle with heating. Heating pumps do not work as well as sub-freeze climates unless you have a high-level technology in your heating pump. Believe me, when I say that the highest level of technology, I mean the most expensive by a long shot. How ridiculous. Heat pumps don't even work extremely well in Georgia, where I used to live, let alone northern states. New York just screwed themselves. Hey, that's just what it is, man. Bob Richardson from New York. I hope New Yorkers like to eat bugs in the cold. That's why I left. Thanks for the show, Tig. Yes, it's just crazy. T. Torreson, I think that's what he said. Torreson, T. Torreson from Germany. I was born with asthma. I have had it for 63 years. Nearly died a bunch of times in my life from asthma. Never has my home with natural gas versus the home with electric ever been a factor, except for when I live in an all-electric home when the power went out and there were absolutely nowhere to cook for my kids and keep warm in the house. I despised going all electric. See, you're regular folks. We are regular people. You're the middle class and everything. We get screwed over. Again, you think they're gonna ban this from the rich people's house? Heck no. They're gonna them rich people gonna have their gas stove for their thing. And some of these politicians, again, like he said, go to their houses. I guarantee they ain't got no damn electric gas in their house. Rob Dalton from New Jersey. I remember I remember not too long ago when this was a conspiracy theory. Now it's a reality that they really are going around and shutting down on gas. I remember the video you did a couple episodes ago about this. Lo and behold, you were correct. It's not correct. I just know that these people are that crazy and they're just that, I don't know, nuts. That's all I can say. So they're just nuts. Timothy Moore from New York. As a New Yorker, this has to be one of the most dumbest decisions to be made. No, being a sanctuary city is one of them. Also, keep on voting for stupid people. But anyway, plenty times we have gone without power, 3 days plus, either due to high winds, blizzards, ice storm. Exactly like I said. In every one of those times, having a gas stove was a necessity to prepare food and keep the house partly warm or moderately warm. Kathy Holcomb is a smuck. Well, you are New York for saying smuck now. D. Concetti from Miami, Florida. I hope New York City, New York enjoyed the mass blackouts. I don't get it either myself, my man. It's all crazy. It's just all crazy. Mike Goff from Houston, Texas. She's absolutely right. Our entire family has left the state. We are fourth generation Californians, and it truly was the land of opportunity, and things were very free. But where it's now become extremely oppressive, communist on the tax front. Yes, California has high taxes, but what they don't tell you is the added fees to do everything. Another form of taxes without a title is fees. Exactly. All move were the best thing we ever made and done. Shout out to you, Mike, to get your family out of there. Here's another one. Chris Conjorgi. Again, I hope I pronounced the name right. The state senator is correct. She's spot on. I moved from California to New York, and then New York to Tennessee. My accent gives it away. I get the look. The first thing I said, you left New York because I hated politics or supported my new home. I don't blame the new states for framing what folks coming from California and Texas leaving their politics behind. Please leave your politics behind. That is so true. That is so true. So I'm gonna get one more out there. Michael Maducci from Florida. I live in a gated community in Florida. A couple from California moved next door. A woman whom I have never met called the police department on me for grilling.
No, son of a bitch!
I was stunned. She claimed I was cooking meat when the wind blew in her direction because I knew she was a vegetarian. Holy smoke! Nani? How crazy are you? And how entitled as well are you? Dang nabbit. I have never met them. Then she called the fire department about 6 months later for grilling. I don't grill that often. She ended up getting the HOA board and oh Lord. She ended up getting on the HOA board. Why do y'all vote her in? Because people gotta vote them in. Why do you vote her in? Board and changing rules to extent that people move out of the subdivision, me included. No boats allowed, no changing on the drive. Oh, hell nah. Hell nah. This is what the other person said before that. Don't keep your politics away from the things. First of all, you need to fight that crap about that to the board. No, I changed my oil in my driveway. I paid for the damn thing. I pay the taxes. To the hell I'm letting nobody tell me I can't change my oil. F you. Seriously, F you. Change my oil, just ridiculous. Basically, Yolene from California makes me wonder what happened in her life to make her such an absolute terrible person. These are people just responding to him. Brando, disorder, psychopath, get naturally high on controlling and administration and lead others. And funny enough, she left California and caused this problem. Exactly. And Tommy Turner said, yeah, in-home Karen. Trust me, I am scared of that too because in North Carolina, Apple is trying to come over to North Carolina and did a thing. Oh man, y'all, people in North Carolina when Apple, when they come to Research Shaker Park, and they go, you better watch your HOA. I live in a place where I have HOA and stuff like that. Watch your boards to see if they come from California or New York. Don't vote for them. Ask them where you come from because that's crazy. Oh heck no! I like changing my own cars. You want to know why I change my own oil? It's cheap as hell. It's $80, $90 to get full synthetic to change my sister's oil from the dealership. It's $30 for moi. And I get good oil and I got to drain out of all the bad oil out of my car and put the good stuff in there. No, I don't want that. So you guys got to do that, man. That is ridiculous. You gotta be on that. Jeez, you gotta be on that. So I feel you on that. So once again, I want to thank you guys for joining me here. Pacho Open Mic again. Like I said, my wife was in the YouTube chat and all the others. It wasn't that, but hey, Hopefully, it should be next week. She'll join us. We'll see how that works and everything. Love you, dear. But thank y'all for giving me your time, your mind, your eyes, your space about this. This is what we're all talking about. Because again, it's the craziness that happens, and you gotta watch out for this stuff. You saw that bill, what that lady said. That's the way to get between parents and all this psycho stuff. They're trying to divide us so bad. You gotta pay attention to that. You gotta watch how they try to divide us from doing all this nonsense. It's ridiculous. It's just straight up ridiculousness. So that, I wish everybody out there a safe and a happy Mother's Day again. Again, moms out there, for what y'all have done. You know, for those who are good mothers, I'm sorry, I call out good people and good people only. No matter what race, whatever. You take care of yourself and take care of your kids. But it's a hard work. I get it, but have a nice Mother's Day. Hope you enjoy it. For my people out there as well too. Tomorrow, of course, my gamers out there, Nintendo heads, which I am one of them. Shout out to y'all, like you said from Madison. We're getting to one of the biggest games that's released in 6 years of releasing, which is basically Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I'm gonna try to enjoy that as best as I can. Of course, I'm a grown man. I got obligations to do, but I'm gonna try to go have fun with that as best as I can. So again, shout out for those guys out there. And again, men, young men, and whatever, call your moms, check up on her, make sure she's all good. And everything, all right? We're gonna catch you all next week, next time. Remember, evil comes in all shapes, size, color, creed, sex, height, gender, anything. Evil is evil, okay? No matter what it is, evil is evil. The same thing when it comes to this stuff. Make sure you understand when you're voting before you're doing it. Again, you see what in Chicago, you see what happened. Local stuff also matters very importantly, that they're kicking out, they don't give a care about the black people, but the illegals are coming in, they get all the priorities, whatever. Again, better setups than you from that. So again, remember, the rich stay rich, the poor gets kicked around, and the base is still poor, and the middle class where I'm at, and like most of y'all who watch it, that we're getting effed over. Point blank serious. Alright? Again, remember, I do these shows to make you aware of what's going on out there. What in the world, a political thing, it's mostly that, but it's just a decency and common sense thing that I worry that we're now rotten away, okay? So thank you guys for giving me a time. It is, again, like I said, remember, people are stupid, individuals small. You're a small individual. We all have a good night. Happy Mother's Day. Catch y'all next Thursday.